Procter Gamble started as a soap and candle making company in 1837 by two men, William Procter and James A. Gamble. These two men arrived in Cincinnati by luck, some disease, and even some heartache. Eventually, these two men would marry two sisters, whose father will advise them that they probably should start a business together. The location here in Cincinnati would prove to be important, as Cincinnati meat packers provided the needed animal byproducts for both soap and candles. Located on the Ohio River and the Ohio Erie Canal, it's also allowed for easy shipping. Early on, the company took all types of payments, from cash and groceries to even a buggy, and employees were even paid alike. The company was able to expand as railroad began to spread across the north, northeast, and to the west. David Myers, in his article on Midwestern industrialization, writes that the Midwest significantly grew during the 1860s, and Procter Gamble was part of this growth. In the late 1850s, oil lamps began replacing candles, and by 1870, soap production outproduced candles, and as the use of electricity began to become popular, Procter Gamble began looking at the soap industry more prominent. Now, during the Civil War, Procter Gamble were able to secure a contract with the Union to provide soap bars. But it was after the Civil War, during the Postbellum period, that Procter Gamble, through innovation and advertisement, began to set themselves apart from many other soap makers. It was James N. Gamble, son of James A. Gamble, that helped the company create its main brand that would shape Procter Gamble forever. Through science, chemistry, and various chemical trials, he would inevitably create the soap that floats by 1878. But Procter Gamble needed more than just a great product. What they needed was their white soap next to another white soap by a different company near another's brown soap. They needed something different. They needed something that would, cause the consumers to want to buy. What would happen next would help define Procter Gamble for over 120 years. Procter Gamble would become known not only for innovation for its products, but also for their advertising. By the way, Procter & Gamble actually produced several daytime soap operas in the 1950s. These programs began as radio shows that were sponsored by soap manufacturers like P&G, which is how they became known as soap operas. Now back to our story about Procter & Gamble and how they boomed in the postbellum period. In 1879, after being inspired by hearing the reading of scripture, Harley Procter, the son of William Procter, heard a verse in a church service, Psalm 45:8. Your robes are fragrant with myrrh and aloe and cassia. From ivory palaces, string instruments make you glad. Ivory would become the name of the soap, and in 1879, the name Ivory would be trademarked. P&G would advertise that their products could help civilize the Western Indians, and not only good for cleaning of hands, but also good for disinfecting and cleaning clothes. The soap was made with a break right in the middle in order to break in half to help in the cleaning process. In the 1880s, Procter & Gamble would open up its famed Ivorydale plant before building factories in Kansas City and in New York later. Science, innovation, and marketing were all still P&G's bread and butter to a billion-dollar corporation. Ivory soap has been used to help P&G clean house on household products and to really turn the tide in marketing.